funny. Number 2, Brian from Scottsdale, Arizona. Hey, Dennis, as an avid Elvis fan, Elvis who? Costello? Presley? Mitchell? Chipmunk? Gerback? Well, I've been sub-referenced by the behind-the-camera guy. That is, where was Elvis Gerback's college?
Michigan, that's why.
Oh, that's right. He was a Michigan boy. Elvis Gerback. Your take on Elvis. Hi, as an avid Elvis fan, I am curious on your take if Elvis would have been allowed to play the role of Tony in a West Side Story. Would it have been the classic it is today? No, he might have given a classic performance, because I do see some young work from Elvis in King Creole. Might not have. It wasn't so stunning that you thought, oh my God, there's the next great actor, but potential. But the movie wouldn't have been the classic, because it would have been a movie where you're trying to subvert everything to the dance and the mood, and Elvis is in it. It would have become an Elvis movie. And, you know, he's lucky he got to that point. You know, people go, what a curse. A curse is never getting noticed. Anytime you can make $1 million in show business, you have not been cursed. Let's take the average citizen in this country. You start working at 24, right? Let's say you take a year off after 22. Let's say you work to 65. Let's say you work 45 years. And let's say your average salary comes out to be, what, 100 grand? Wouldn't that be a good average salary over the course of your life? Mm-hmm. You're at 4.5 million there, right? Over the course of a lifetime. If you ever get to the point where your job's paying you $1 million a year, and you know Elvis made more than that, I'm being a little supercilious, but there's no whining about show business. There's no crying in baseball. There's no whining in show business. You hit the mother lode. So Elvis was lucky that he got to be Elvis, and he kind of misplayed it. And I haven't had that sort of fame, so I won't castigate too hardly. But at some point you got to start taking some of those millions and hand it not to Red and Sonny to go get peanut butter and banana sandwiches in Denver, but to a good shrink and a couple guys where you say, hey, tie me down, I've got to quit this stuff or I'm going to die at 40. And when did Elvis croak? 40? I swear to God, I think 41. I mean, that boggles the mind. You can't give up at 41. I don't care how often you're getting laid, or how good the food is, or how glorified you are. At some point, if you make it to 40 and you think you're going to die from being Elvis, you're going to start taking the millions and paying to not be Elvis anymore. You've got to get out of the Elvis business. Because at the very least, even if you're fucked up, you should get 60 years on this planet. You know, the bigger issue for playing by the rules, you might get 80. You should get 60 even if you're fucking up royally. To go out at 40 when you have the world by the ass, you kind of mismanaged it. At the time of the movie, Elvis was out of the Army and only started to make the fluff stuff, and the role was turned down by Parker, who refused to have Elvis share top billing with Natalie Wood. Well, you know, I'm a little bored with Elvis turning everything over to Colonel Tom Parker. I talked to Tom later in his life. We used to talk when I was in Las Vegas. He was always nice to me, so I don't have a real beef. He would call me and we'd chat show business. I didn't know him from Adam. I get a call one day, Colonel Parker's on the phone. So I take it. No, we actually talked 2 or 3 times, and he was nice enough to me. And but you don't give 50% to somebody who works for you. I don't care how crazy you are. I mean, I don't care if you sign the papers when you're 20. You fight for the next 20 years to overturn that. That's too much for a representative. Elvis was the Elvis guy. Colonel Parker was the Colonel Parker guy. You can find fat guys to settle the door for you at the end of the night. You can't find somebody to do the Elvis thing that gives you the door to settle. It's one of the things I don't respect Elvis about if he turned down that role. A lot of this stuff is apocryphal. Everybody almost got every role in Hollywood. One guy gets it. I tend to believe there might have been one other guy if he didn't get it. But you hear these stories all the time. Elvis was supposed to play Rick in Casablanca. Well, he wasn't born yet. I'm telling you, I heard. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone, on DennisMillerRadio.com.